Character design is provided by Demon Artie. Be sure to check her out over on her social media platforms. Links to her Twitter and Instagram are going to be in the description down below. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA. 87454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. The Mitchells versus the Machines. It's just okay. But if you guys follow me on all my social media platforms, I do have a TikTok now. I have a couple of videos up, and I'm going to be doing little short mini reviews. And the first one I did was for this movie. And if you watch that, I don't hate this movie. People would think I hate it, but I don't. It's just okay. There's a lot of problems, story elements, plot devices, things that just, it's hard to care about something when so much stuff doesn't make any sense. And they use crazy cartoon logic. And like, it's not Looney Tunes. And that's fine for something that's supposed to be silly and weird, but we get stuff where it's like, well, that's actually working. Like, what sense does that make? But overall, the animation, let's talk about the things that I like. The animation's phenomenal. You know, the same, you know, they did Spider-Verse, so it has that very bouncy, colorful look to it. Very, very nice. I love it. All the voice acting's great. I do like the characters, but they do some stuff, especially Katie. She did some selfish stuff, and if she wasn't caught, I don't believe she would have said anything about the bad stuff that she did. So that's in the bad. Everything stems from the robot plot. You take that out of the movie, you have a road trip movie with your family and you go on little like side adventures and stuff, because they do show that they did a lot of stuff, but it goes by so fast. Like they do a little like canyon tour with like donkeys. That could have been a 15-minute sequence. That could have been something like they had to survive a little bit in the woods or something, but it's seriously like 5 seconds long because they need to focus on this gigantic robot plot that just, it's the worst part of the film because it's supposed to, I'm stuttering because it's a serious thing. All the human beings are going to be killed. No one's taking it seriously. So I don't know how I'm supposed to feel in the movie because the characters themselves aren't taking it seriously, but we as an audience are thinking, oh my God, everyone's getting kidnapped. Aren't we supposed to care? But, let's kind of start at the beginning. It opens up and I'm Katie and I'm a weirdo. Yes, we're all weird. And that little opening scene where she like shows the class her like project is like a movie she made and like everyone laughs at her. That happened to me. I must have been like 9 years old and we had to write a story. So I wrote a science fiction story and it was about like a robot android guy and he was like trying to, you know, get his humanity. I was a huge Trek fan because I love Data. So I was writing a story kind of like that. Dead silence. And then everyone laughed at me at the end because they thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. So I know, I got that feeling she had when she walked away. She felt like, oh my God, I can't believe everyone hates me. Yeah. I get it. That was me. That happened to me. Then it just like fast forwards to her, you know, wanting to be like in college. And I thought to myself, she didn't make a single friend. Not one. This girl who is really cute and into nerdy things like movies and stuff like that. Not a single person. She didn't join an anime club or an after school like video effects club, you know, computer lab or anything. No one? Nothing? Me. Big, fat, ugly me had friends in high school. So I call absolutely BS on that. She should have had a friend that she knew or something, but nothing. She had absolutely nothing, which is so weird because this narrative that they're trying to push where, oh, if you're nerdy, you can't have friends or be popular in any way. That's just a lie. Maybe back in the early 90s or something, or like in the 80s, oh, there's the nerd and they're like the jock beats you up. It's 2021. That doesn't happen anymore, really. You're not, if you made cool YouTube videos, you'd be popular. People would like you. I don't know. I don't get it. It just seems like they just wanted to push this thing like she's a complete outsider and a loner and she has no friends. So she wants to go to, because she always loved movies, so she wants to go to film school in LA, college in California. So she finally gets in and now she gets to leave. You know, so, oh, I can finally be with my people. And my family's such a drag. So that's the whole plot is I'm going to go to college. I hate my family. I don't get that. It's funny because she doesn't necessarily hate her family. She doesn't like her dad because he's like an outdoorsy guy and he is stupid, like beyond stupid when it comes to technology. Again, this is 2021. That trope of, oh, my dad doesn't get technology. He'd never use an email in a business. It doesn't say what he does for a living. I don't really, maybe he's like because he's like an outdoorsy guy. So he likes to like build stuff. Like he built a log cabin and everything. He never contacted someone, mobile on a cell phone. Like he just doesn't get it. It's too much. What would you think? Another 5-6 years, that trope can never be, because there'll be no one would have grown up to that age and not been able to use technology unless they literally were, I don't know, like an Amish person or something. But even then, I think they would be able to figure it out better than him. So he's a complete idiot. He doesn't understand his daughter's videos. He doesn't get them because they're weird. They're funny, but they're very weird. And her dad isn't into that type of like entertainment. But you kind of have to be able to read your dad. If you want him to like, make a video of something that he might have liked, about like an outdoors guy, and like maybe involve him in one of your videos. But it doesn't really show that she made any, stretch to include her dad in anything. It's more like he needs to get me. Well, it's 50-50. You need to, meet each other halfway. They try to push that storyline, but it just seems like it was a dad's fault for not getting his daughter. I don't know. But she finally gets accepted into this thing where she made like a video essay to, please admit me to your college. She gets in, so now she gets to go. And then she makes like internet friends, like who are out to college. And she's like all about these internet people she has known for a few weeks. It's like, the way she talks about them, like they've been her long friends, have been there for years and years for her. You just met these people. Katie, you're crazy. But I guess that's the whole, I got to get the hell out of here. But the dad trying to connect with his daughter, it's not really working out. So he has the bright idea to cancel her plane tickets and they're going to drive her there. And they live in the middle of the country. So they're driving all the way down to LA. So it's going to be a big family road trip. And so that's the whole plot. Kind of reminds, what movie did this much, much better? The Goofy movie. Absolutely did it a million times better. The son wants to, he wants to go somewhere, and he want to go to a thing, and his dad gets him all caught up in this long road trip, and they bond over the thing. They fight a lot. It's done a million times better. So Katie has to go on this road trip, and she has a little brother and a mom. They're just there. They give them things to do in the story, but it didn't change anything, because the mom and the son they're already friends with Katie, and they kind of get her weird and quirkiness and everything. So it was more about her and her dad. And I think it would have been a better movie if you would have took the son and the mom out, because they didn't do anything. Their presence didn't make the movie any better, didn't make it any worse. It was nice to see her having that relationship with her little brother, but it was about the relationship with her and her dad. That's what needed repair. That's what needed to be made whole. So I don't know. They're cute and funny, but it just seems to have extra characters with subplots that don't go anywhere, but they're just there. And the movie's like 2 hours. It's a long movie. They could have really cut 30 minutes out of this thing. So here we go. I'm going on my road trip with my crappy family that I hate. So they try to do little bonding things. Things blow up. And there's one scene because it showed when she was a little girl. Of course, you love your dad and he's the coolest guy in the world when you're 2 years old. So they did like a little dancing song thing, and then he has the same song. And he plays it and he tries to sing it with her, like, hey, Katie. And then she's like, oh, no, Dad, I'm too old for that. You make videos about Dog Cop and a bunch of silly humor that's all wacky and weird, but singing this song doesn't fit that same bill. It's more like I think you don't like your dad. I just thought that was so hurtful. You're going to be gone for like 4 years or whatever. You're doing your degree, and I don't know if you're going to go and try to be, do a master's or go beyond that, but at least for your first 4 years, you can't give your dad a little bit. You can't give him an inch. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a guy and, trying to connect with kids and stuff. I feel more bad for the dad than I do for Katie, because it just seems like, Katie, you have your whole life to live. You can have so much time without your dad. Just give him this little bit, and then you're going to be at college. Not like he forbade you to go to college or anything. He just wanted to spend one last little bit with you. Am I crazy for thinking that was a bad thing for the dad to want that? And then Katie's kind of being a stubborn little, a little crap. I don't want to cuss in this review. So everything up to this point is okay. It's pretty good. I don't like how Katie's being this way, but I'm like, okay, she's going to learn to love her family. Then we get the robot subplot. It's what ruins the film for me because it's just setups for stupid jokes, silly humor, ridiculous plot elements, just absolutely ridiculous plot. There's this guy, he's supposed to be kind of like the Steve Jobs, but he's like more cool in hip hop. And this is obviously an iPhone. And he's making a new thing announcement, and it's a robot, like a helper robot assistant. And it's going to do everything for you. You can clean your room. It's a technology that's not going to exist for like 150 years, but somehow he got this. And he has his Siri basically talking thing on his phone. And he's like, oh, you've been with me all this time. And it has a full-blown personality. Again, okay. He's like, yeah, but now we have the new thing. I don't need this stupid phone anymore. So he just like tosses it aside. Makes the robot comes out, does all this cool stuff. It can like do your homework and make you a smoothie and do everything for you and cook for you and be your best friend. The cell phone got angry from being abandoned. So it took over all the robots. And since she got abandoned, now she wants to capture all the humans. So she turns all these robots into like capture mode. And that's the plot. I thought something was going to happen with how she felt abandoned, and then Katie and the robot cell phone AI would have came to an understanding about how it hurts to be abandoned. And when you feel sad and alone, you do things that you might have not have done if you didn't feel so sad. I thought that was going to be a lesson, but no, that doesn't happen. The AI never learns anything. It just got mad at humans, and now I got to take care of all the humans. So all those robots take off. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's they're gonna get him. But since Katie and her family are still on their road trip, they stop at a roadside like dinosaur exhibit, and there's tons of little jokes, and they go by so fast it's hard to enjoy them. Like that when in the beginning I talked about they went like on a donkey ride like in a canyon. And there was like a scene where like, I guess like a storm came and they're like, oh, we have to go. And I guess one of the donkeys fell in the river. It's funny. It's like, oh, he knew what he was getting into. And like, so obviously the donkey died, but the joke goes by so quickly, it's hard to enjoy it because it's like boom, 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 boom. And it's go off to the next thing. That's a funny sequence. That's hilarious, but it's gone so quickly, you can't enjoy it. So, okay, that's how a lot of the humor is in this, where a scene will happen. They'll show a millisecond of something funny and it'll cut back to the scene. I do like that humor. They use that humor in other things. They use that humor in Amphibia too. But here it just seems like they do it so often that it just loses its impact every time they do it. Anyways, this is where they could have cut out the robot plot and then focused on more of those family scenes. I think the film would have been so much better. So they get to like a gas station that had like a roadside dinosaur exhibit, and the son's big into dinosaurs. So like, we gotta go. But like all of these like roadside things, they're garbage. Like I've never been to one that was like impressive, but yeah, all the dinosaurs look like crap. They all got like derpy faces and everything. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Then we get another subplot. The mom is envious of the neighbor family, and they're a perfect neighbor family. They do everything. They go to yoga together. They go to the opera. My daughter has learned her fifth language. They're just perfect family. And I thought this was going to be another like a lesson, no lesson, where the family you see on social media isn't the real family. That's, of course, that they look amazing because no one posts the bad things. They only post all the good things. And then maybe the mother would have learned that, hey, I shouldn't judge myself against someone's social media presence because that isn't who they really are on the inside. I thought that's not the lesson. This perfect family is literally the perfect family they are on social media. I don't know. But I guess their daughter likes dinosaurs too. And of course, the son is like, oh, she kind of has a little crush on her. But of course, boys are idiots and they don't know how to talk to girls. So he just, I don't like dinosaurs, and just runs away. A little funny subplot, completely unnecessary to the story. But that's when I want to say aliens, but all the robots start coming down and they're capturing everybody. And they're putting them like in these pods, and they construct these pods out of nothing. They shoot their laser, it builds the pod. So is it like an energy field? This technology is unbelievably advanced. We're probably never going to see technology like that. But it's in a robot this guy just built and whatever. So they're capturing everybody. So it's like, whoa, wow, we're being attacked. And things, so this is serious, right? You would imagine this is a serious situation. Everyone's just kind of freaking out and acting all weird. and they're getting captured. Of course, the dad's trying to protect his family. I thought, okay, this is the time for the dad to be awesome, where she sees that, oh, my dad may not know about technology and all those other things that I like making movies, but he's a good provider. He's a great protector. Not really. He's kind of like a dummy. Like, he doesn't really do things. They make the dad really, really dumb, like unbelievably dumb. So the robots capture everyone. Since it's like a lot of chaos is going on, 2 of the robots get crushed by a sign. Then they take off because they think they got everyone, but the family hid like in a freezer that was outside. So I'm saying, so they couldn't track their body heat. That's actually a pretty decent idea. So the dad has the right idea of, board up the windows. Then everyone, do you have your special screwdrivers that I got you? And they always carry these screwdrivers. You think that dad would have a multi-tool? I don't know, whatever. He has a special screwdriver, which comes into play later, there's a lot of that where you think, oh, that was a funny little thing, but it actually becomes important at the end. Boards up the building, and they want to get out and stop the robots, but he's like, no, we're not going to go out there. We're going to get ourselves killed. Katie goes up to the roof and then looks at her pamphlet for school and gets sad that she can't go to school. Did you not just see all these people get kidnapped by robots? And you have no idea what's happening to them. You can assume the worst, right? That the people are being rounded up and they're being killed. But, oh no, I can't go to film school. Katie, what is going on in your brain? See, this is where I get this weird disconnect. I mean, is that what you have to do with this film, is disconnect your brain from logic to enjoy it? You don't have to do that. Just because it's a cartoon doesn't mean you have to have Looney Tunes logic. So she's super sad that she can't go on the trip, and then the brother goes up there and he, gets her to smile and everything. They go back downstairs, and I think this is the worst part of the film. Katie convinces her dad to go save everyone because she's like, oh, we have to save the people. She does like a big old speech, and she says this. She goes, because the world needs you, and Dad, I need you. And there's nothing in the world a father wants more than for his child to say, I need you. Because that's what dads do. They take care of things. They build stuff. They help you with your homework. They may not be the best, but they're going to do it. They want to protect you. So that gets the dad all riled. Mitchell's, we go out there and we get things done because, that's how you taught us. And so it plays into him to get him all riled up to get going. So like, yeah, let's get there. Let's get ready, family. We're going to get to the car and we're going to go save everyone. As soon as the dad walks away, Katie, the little brother's like, wow, it's really nice that you and Dad are getting along. And instead of Katie just saying, yeah, I know, isn't that great? She is so confident in her arrogance. She goes, oh, come here, little bro. I didn't mean any of that. I was just playing into his ego to, agree with our plan so I can get to college and I can get out of here. I paused the film. I was flabbergasted. That is an awful, horrible thing to think, let alone admit to your little brother. And rightfully so, the little brother had a look in his face like, oh my God, Katie, how could you? But since he's a little brother and he wants to love his sister and love his dad, he just decides not to say anything. But that is so horrific. I don't know, a lot of you younger people that love this film, oh, it's such an amazing film, and you don't see a problem with that, to think that way and be like, yeah, I did the right thing by manipulating my father. I'm sorry. That's horrific. So Katie has the wonderful idea. This, again, these ideas make no sense. They're the 2 robots that got crushed. They start talking and they talk out loud. Oh man, they're good because it's like a kill switch thing that can shut off all the robots. They're just talking out loud. Again, stupid cartoon logic. They hear that, and that's what Katie's like, yeah, there's a kill switch. We can take care of this. But the robots, since they got damaged, they're acting all weird and stupid. And it's a long scene. I don't know, everyone thinks it's funny. Okay, I guess. But they kind of give up the whole plan. And then they decide to go along with them. So these 2 robots are on their side now because they got all messed up. Katie gets a tarp, puts it over the car, paints it like the road, so the robots that are flying above, like the drones, won't be able to detect them. What? How in the world? Why would that work? Can't the robots sense movement? I don't know, because if they can construct force field bubbles to carry people away, you think they would have some type of motion sensing technology. And the thing is, Katie isn't the kind of nerd that's smart. She's the kind of nerd that knows all the lines in Star Wars. Those are two different kinds of nerds. She is the latter. So why did she think that would work? So she's going to risk her whole family's life on this wacky plan. And of course it works because it's Katie's idea. Everything Katie says is right. But what if it came from the side? That would only work if it was the robots were directly above and they had no motion sensing. It doesn't make any sense. So it's working and like, hey, it's fun. And the dad's like, oh, I could teach you how to drive stick. In this situation, Dad, it is not necessary to learn to drive stick because it's not easy. And it takes like a couple of outings to learn how to drive manual. And he's starting to teach her it. And then she's like, oh, okay. They're kind of getting into it a little bit. But when you're shifting and you mess up, it kind of bounced and the tarp fell off. So now they're getting tracked by the robots again. They're being attacked. They're driving big chase scene. And then he does something called, I don't know. They make a callback to a thing. Remember, again, I make the Goofy movie reference. The perfect cast. The dad has some special move when he's driving. Come on. He does this thing, jumps the thing, and they get saved. So they're going to go upload the virus thing at some, it's basically at an Apple store. It's what this thing is. And it's at a mall. So they get in there and everything seems hunky-dory. They start to upload the virus, but it's going to take a while. Since this technology's in everything in the store that has a computer chip comes to life and is going to try to kill them. Which is okay, I guess, but appliances like microwaves and refrigerators, how are they moving? Again, you have to just shut off all sense and logic in your mind. How are they moving? How does a refrigerator move on its own? It doesn't have moving parts. Not enough to because again, I understand there's like the Roombas. Yeah, they have wheels. They can move. Yeah, okay, they can come. I don't know, not much damage they can do. Or like the vending machine can shoot soda cans at you, but it can't move. But in this world, stoves and stuff can move on their own. So they're getting attacked. They're running away. They're trying to keep their laptop going because it's uploading. They go to a sports store. Instead of grabbing like baseball bats and stuff, they grab like dumb things like tennis rackets and like fishing rod. But then they're bonding a little bit during this. Like the dad's teaching her how to use a fishing line. Oh, they bring down some of the drones. Oh, that's a good move, Dad. And those are little sweet moments, but the thing that's happening around it's what makes it weird. They go into a toy store. What if you knew that the refrigerators and microwaves and stoves can move on their own? Wouldn't you think that toys would be able to move on their own? They get in there, and I guess it's the return of the Furby, which isn't a thing. I think Furbies came back like 4 years ago, but then they went away because it's a dumb toy. But all the Furbies come to life, and they start fighting them, and then there's a big giant Furby. Like, we're talking, he's the size of a house. It's gigantic. And it's going to kill them. And I guess Furbies speak the Furby language, but it has subtitles and it's saying things like, I'm getting revenge for you killing all my children. And not only does it come to life, it has like a giant like laser beam. Like, I'm talking like one that can like blow up a car. So was that always in this thing? Or did it again, the logic, you just got to punch yourself in the head and just forget the logic. So it's like shooting at them and everything. And I'm talking it would just obliterate you. They're running away. Laptop's still uploading. It's like at 89%. Then the dad made like a snare trap. Like, oh, this is how you can catch a rabbit in the woods if you need to survive. He builds the snare trap to capture the big Furby. But I even thought to myself, that thing probably weighs tons. Even if it was like made out of like carbon fiber and stuff, okay, maybe 1,000 pounds. It gets around its belly and it doesn't move because how is it going to move? Like, how did the dad think this was going to work? And what insane world did he think that this was going to work for 1 second? Then the rest of the family jumps on him and, it's still not enough weight. Then the two robot buddies grab them with like they have like gravity grabbing things, like the manipulation device from freaking Half-Life. It even looks kind of like it. Grabs him, pulls him down, like, yay, they did it. Then it starts shooting its laser, it gets flipped over. Then it blows up the Wi-Fi thing, so then the virus doesn't upload. So if they would have just kept running away, and the dad didn't do that stupid snare thing, the virus would have uploaded. So the dad makes another mistake, and so they can still go to the main building and upload the virus directly to the phone. So, okay, they're going to go do that because that's not a go kill yourself plan. This whole time they keep cutting back to the phone talking to the creator, and they're doing things like kick him in the balls and stuff. It's not funny. They paint the car like the road because the tarp wasn't a good idea. They literally paint the whole entire car black with yellow stripes. It works. They get outside the building. I'm skipping a whole lot, but they get outside the building, and then Katie's like, oh, we can dress up like the robots and that'll work. Why did she think that would work? Because she saw it in a movie? Why? So you're telling me these robots don't have, they can't sense like heartbeats and breathing and because they're looking for this family. Like the phone put out like an all points bulletin, find this family, because they're literally the last family that survived the robot apocalypse. I don't get it. So they dress up like robots and they start walking around, and I guess they have their dog too. So I forgot to mention the dog because it's important to the plot. The dog's like this ugly, nasty looking pug thing. And the robots, is it a pig? Is it a dog? Is it a pig? Is it a dog? Is it a loaf of bread? And it like makes them like get all like confused. And they're like, come on, guys, he's not that ugly. It's a plot point. So remember that. They're getting in there and everything seems to be fine. Like they're getting up there, they're getting in the elevator, they're going up this giant thing because they captured all the people and they're going to put them in a rocket and shoot them in outer space. For them to die? So why not just kill them on Earth? What an insane way to kill somebody. Well, so were the robots going to let the humans ever come back? Or have them float out in space until they starve to death? What's the point of sending them to space? Why? Why? Can anyone in the comments explain to me, how is it any different than just like killing them and like dumping their bodies in the ocean or whatever? Why? So they're all dressed up like robots. They get into the elevator thing, they go up to the top, and everything seems to be fine. But they get found out, and then the cell phone's like, oh, the Mitchell family. She plays the tape because there was a camera inside that gas station. And when Katie said, oh, yeah, I just told Dad that to puff his ego, and I didn't really believe any of those things. I just want to go to school and get away from you guys. Breaks the dad's freaking heart. But then Katie's like, oh, no, I didn't mean it. I don't feel that way now. Do you think, I really want honest opinions, do you think that Katie would have confessed this? Like if they never would have got caught, they went up there, they upload the virus, everything's good, they saved the world, would she have just kept that to herself? I don't think she ever would have told her dad. She's kind of a selfish person. And so she's like, no, Dad. Dad gets super upset when he was holding on to the elevator thing, and then it starts to fall. They all get captured, and the mom and dad get captured. The two robots that were helping them, they get like reprogrammed. There's some new robots that are like these like death murder bots. They're all black and red. And Katie and the son get away. And this is the part where it's like, okay, she feels bad for what she did. But does she feel bad for what she said, or does she feel bad because she got caught and she got found out? I don't know. I honest to God do not know if Katie would have ever confessed to her father, hey, back at that gas station, I wasn't being truthful to you, but I'm being truthful now. I'm sorry for the things that I said, and I feel bad now for having those feelings, and I hope you can forgive me. Would she have done something like that? I really don't think she would have. Anyways, so they got away. They're in the woods, and Katie, she's like, oh my God, my parents, they're being captured. The son is just devastated because he's a little boy. She tries to cheer him up, but it's like not working, and they still have the dog, and they're like, okay, what do we do? We have to save mom and dad, but we have to also save the world. These robots are after us. Now they got like murder death bots that are going to totally kill us. What are we going to do? But this whole time, nothing but silly things have been happening and silly answers to all the problems. So I didn't feel anything, but I'm like, oh, they're going to probably do something stupid, and that stupid thing's going to be the answer to all the problems. We get to the dad being captured, and he's in one of the pods, and he happens to be right in the same exact pod as the inventor guy, and he's watching YouTube videos, and he so happens to be watching one of Katie's YouTube videos, the dog cop thing, and he's like, oh, this thing's so funny, I love it, and then he's like, hey, that's my daughter. He's like, oh, wow, that's so cool, you must really like it too, and he's like, oh, yeah, but he never watched any of her videos. And then during one of the videos where it's always been presented as silly stuff, but there's a character in there that's like the sergeant of the police force, and it's the dad. And he's like always talking to the dog, and you don't need I don't like the way you're a police officer. It basically everything in her relationship with her father is being played out in this film. But oh, I just need you to back me up, Sergeant, but you never do. And you're always, fighting me on every way that I want to do things, but let me be the police officer that I want to be, and I want you to be proud of me. So all the things she should have articulated to her father, she did it in film. So at the same time of the dad not making an effort with his daughter, which he's guilty of 100%, she's guilty of the same thing, right? But it's just presented in a way that it's the dad's fault. Couldn't she, if she would have literally told her dad these things that she did in her little video, wouldn't have the father responded? I think he would have. It would have been hard for him to like get all the other stuff in the videos because they're very, very indie weird films that she makes. But so the dad finally gets it. He finally understands, oh crap. I've been in my attempt to protect my daughter, I kept her from being her real self, which is a good lesson. I like that lesson. It's a good family lesson. But he's like, you know what? I have to save my daughter now. I can't let it end like this. We get back to Katie and she's driving the car. No, her dad taught her how to drive stick. He didn't actually teach her how to drive it. He just told her about it. But now she can drive stick. Remember, that was important. And then this. You guys, did you really honestly tell me, please, honestly, you found this funny? Remember how the robots couldn't recognize the dog and it made them go all crazy? So she straps the dog to the hood of the car. And that's enough. Just visually seeing the dog makes all the robots go crazy. So that's how she's able to drive through the giant crowds of all the robots. You got to be kidding me. You got to absolutely freaking be kidding me. The dog face thing, that's the thing that beats the robots? God, that's so stupid. So she's able to like make her way towards the building, but at the same time, it's not easy because it's a giant building. So she's trying to drive up there, and she just barely learned how to drive stick. So it's a rough ride, but she's getting it done because I love my family now and everything. Good, if you love your family enough, you can learn to drive stick in a day. Also, I was thinking, where's the little brother? He's like away with some binoculars and he's calling out positions and everything for her so she knows where to turn and stuff. Okay, good. They're working as a team. We get back to the dad. He's like, that's my daughter out there. I got to go help her. I got to save her. And the curator's like, yeah, if we can get this panel open, we can like shut the screen off and we can get out of there. But it has a special screwdriver bit. And who carries one of those? And it's that screwdriver that he had from the beginning. The callbacks, they're fine, but there's like so many of them in this movie. The driving stick, the dog face thing, the screwdriver, the son being like a good spotter because he's like, I got pterodactyl eyes because he loves dinosaurs so much. Too many callbacks, and they lose with every callback. You lose impact, and then by this time I'm like, okay, what other stupid thing that happened in the beginning of the movie is going to be relevant later? So he gets it open, and he's like, let's go save his wife. Gets to his wife's pod. She already figured it out. And again, the mom is just like super mom. She does everything. She's a little weird, but she can figure everything out. So she's able to figure out pop the thing open too. So they're going to get out of there. But they're just two people versus all these robots. But again, silly logic dictates that they're going to be able to figure something out. They see the dog face thing is making all the robots get all jacked up. And he's thinking, whoa. If we can get one of Katie's videos up on the big screens, we hook up to the YouTube channel. It'll play on all the monitors, make all the robots go crazy. Okay, good plan. The dad can't work YouTube. Like, he just doesn't get it. He's so stupid, he doesn't know how forms work. Like, he's never filled out a form either. Like, put your name and your address. Like, he's never done that before either. He's literally a dude that must have been living in the forest away from his family 23 hours out of the day. The 1 hour he came out of the bushes to see how they were doing. That's how inept in technology they make the father. Why couldn't the mom be an idiot and didn't know these things? No, only dads are allowed to be this stupid. But, you need a system update. And he doesn't know what any of this is. He changes the language to Spanish and he just can't figure it out. While he's doing all that, the family gets captured. The son gets captured. Katie's trying to drive up the thing, but it's just in a car and it's a pretty long vertical like up drive. So she's getting attacked by all the robots and everything. They're able to pull her away. So the mom, I get what they're going for here. Mama bear. Moms can do some amazing things when their kids are in danger. But she becomes like full-blown ninja warrior. She's busting through the metal of these robots, ripping out the robotic hearts. Just becomes like this action hero, mega badass. She's killing all. And these are not the regular robots. These are like the death robots that be able to cut through metal and everything. But since she's a mom, so she's such a ruthless killer. All the robots get afraid of her and just fly away from her. Like they're just frightened of her. But why can't the dad have a cool badass scene? You think he would have been the guy to be able to fight, because he's a bigger guy. You know, he's not physically like Macho Man, but he's a tall guy with a lot of, you know, strength on him. He's an outdoorsy guy. You think he'd be able to know how to defend himself, but nope, it's the mom that gets it done. Dad can't use technology. Mom can do everything. The dad's about to get the video up, gets attacked by a bunch of robots. They pull him away. He's unable to hit the button. And so all is lost. Katie gets captured. You know, the main cell phone lady's like, oh, you thought you were going to win, you pathetic humans. You know, no one's been able to give me one reason why humans should exist and why they should be around. And don't tell me it's the power of love. Then Katie has her moment of forgiveness to everything. You know, you're right. Families are hard and it is difficult and relationships are tough. And especially when your family doesn't understand you, but you do it because you love them. Your mom makes weird cupcakes and you eat them because it's your mom. You know, your brother's into dinosaurs and it's weird, but you know what? You support him because that's something he loves to do. And your dad may not understand you, may not get the things that you love, but you know he's there to protect you and he just wants the best for you. And even if he doesn't understand, and you know, you have all that. I love all that. That is a wonderful, great family lesson. I absolutely love it. Put a little tear in my eye. I love it. It's great. I'm glad Katie finally learned something. But she kind of had to be forced to learn it. You know, that just gets me. The reasoning why she got to this point, it wasn't because she wanted to be better, it's because she had to be better. Ugh. Anyways, so you know, you think, oh, that's gonna convince the robot, but it doesn't, because it just like falls asleep, which is kind of funny. And then she just tosses her off the building. You failed. I'm gonna kill you now. Just throws her off the building. She's falling, and you know, the all is lost moment. But the dad's able to convince those two robots that were like their friends to like change, because even though they were forced to be something, they don't have to choose to be that way. So, you know, Katie's falling. They're able to get the video up. So Doc hops on screen, causes all the robots to freak out. And right before she hits the ground, she gets grabbed by one of those little gravity beams. But to the certain stop of inertia, like it still would have killed her, right? But it's the dad. He saved his daughter. He's floating on the two robots or whatever. So like, you know, hey, you know, thanks, Dad. You know, and he kind of everything that's happened, you know, even though she lied back then, but he knows that she means better now. So yay, hooray. I love this. But look how long it took to get to the good family stuff. They get in the air, they start fighting out the robots. And then this is the sweetness. Again, there is some genuine, honest to God sweetness that I just absolutely love in this movie. She starts to play that song, the thing that he tried to get her to sing in the car. And then, you know, it's like, you know, let's be father and daughter. Let's do this fun father-daughter thing. Even though it's silly and it's a little embarrassing, I'm going to hang out with my dad. I love it. I love it. They're going around, they're singing the song, they're beating up the robots. I like this. I absolutely, it brings a tear to my eye. I absolutely really love that moment. But they're starting to fight those other robots that are the killer murder bots, which can't be hurt by the dog thing because like they know better, which is okay. Why couldn't they just upload that protocol to the other people? But you know, they're being attacked, and then the mom shows up with like she like made a blade out of one of the bad guys. And since she's like this ninja freaking samurai badass, she's able to like start killing all those other bad guy robots, and that's enough to stop them. They just run away because they're so afraid of the mom. They're able to fight off enough of the robots for Katie to get into the main building, grabs the cell phone, jumps out the window, tosses it down off the thing, and there's like a big pull down there, and that's how they're going to destroy the phone. Just hitting the ground from that height would destroy it. But it misses, and it bounces off like an umbrella and then lands in a cup of water. So they didn't need the kill switch thing. Like that it never panned out. A cup of water is what saved the day. Don't modern cell phones have water resistance? Am I crazy? if this company can make robots that can create hologram, you know, constructs like a Green Lantern, and it be like physical, you think the phone would be 100% waterproof, but it's not. It's not waterproof. Kills the cell phone. Yay, they saved the day. All the people start getting saved. And, I knew this was fake because they go, where's Katie? Where's Katie? And she's laying on the ground. I'm like, oh, she's doing a movie thing. Because that's like the whole movie she's doing. Like, play it up like it's a big film. Oh, Dad, come closer. Oh, I'm like, oh, she's totally faking. And of course she's faking. Oh, gotcha, Dad. Then it goes to like a few months later, and then people are going back to school. They go drop her off. And again, this is the sweet stuff that I like. I love this. This is goodbye because, you raised someone for 18, 19 years and, you have to let them go. And that's hard to do that after so long. She says bye to the mom and the little brother. He's like, you're going to call me? Yeah, I'll call you. And we can still be raptor buddies. She does like a little raptor thing with him because he loves dinosaurs. And, and there's the dad and he's like, he's trying to not cry. I'm a little misty eyed because this is the stuff that I love. All that robot I don't like, but he's able to, they come to that understanding. He gets that what his daughter does is creative. It's who she is. It's what she loves to do. And what more do you want as a parent than for your kids to be happy and to enjoy their lives? Yes, you don't want them to live a life of luxury and they never had any problems and you want them to have everything taken care of. You can't provide that. I mean, what's the half a percenters? But you still try to protect them the best you can. And sometimes you go too hard. And sometimes to protect someone from failure, you never let them try. But you can't do that. But, tell a dad that. But, they have their father-daughter moment. And she hugged everyone. I'm like, oh, you got to hug your dad, girl. You got to do it. And then she does. I'm like, yes, she hugs her dad. And it's an honest, sincere, I love you hug. And that's what I was looking for. And I'm like, okay, cool. So that's pretty much the end of the movie. It kind of cuts to like her being in school and like video chatting her mom. And I don't care about this. It means nothing to me because your sexuality means nothing to me. I care if you're a good person. I care if you treat people nice. I care that you have a good heart and you care about things. So like the mom's like, oh, you're going to bring your girlfriend home for dinner? And she's like, oh, it's only been a few weeks. It's a throwaway line because in other countries, they're going to probably just edit that out. But that scene's being hailed as like LGBTQ done right. Isn't the goal for it to be innocuous? Like it's just like every day and then you don't say anything about it because it is what it is. Isn't that the goal? Like I don't want anyone to see me as, oh, that Mexican guy that reviews cartoons. I just want to be that guy. People like my reviews and they like my ideas and thoughts and we have conversations. I don't care about my race shouldn't matter to you as much as my sexuality or any other thing that doesn't define me. Whatever. I don't care that she's gay. It means absolutely nothing to me because it didn't have any impact on anything because it shouldn't. Your actions and the things that you do have an impact, not who you love. That shouldn't have an impact. But there you go. She's at school and, the dad learned to love her a little bit, even like subbed to her YouTube channel. Like even my 65-year-old mother subbed to my YouTube channel. Okay. So yeah, old people can figure things out. But yeah, that's the wrap up. I think the film could have been completed with all of its touchstones, all the things about the dad learning stuff, the learning to accept his daughter, learning about technology, without this over-the-top robot subplot. It's not a subplot, it's the whole entire movie. It should have just been a family road trip. They should have gone on some adventures. And if you wanted to bring technology and social media into it, it shouldn't have been robots trying to kill all of humanity. That shouldn't have been the plot. But again, overall, it sounds like I hated the film, but those sweet family moments put it into a 5 out of 10. It's just okay. Will I ever watch this film again? Probably not, unless somebody else I'm with really wants to watch it and we can watch it together. But personally, I'm never going to watch it alone ever again. But it wasn't like horrifically bad. So don't get me wrong. It's a 5 out of 10, which just means average. It's not horrible, but it's also not great. But I can only imagine if you made it all the way through to this far in. Thanks for watching, guys. The comments, I can only imagine the comments because on Twitter, I got people attacking me as if they were Katie and I was talking to them directly and I hated them. Just because I don't like or don't love something as much as you do doesn't mean I hate you. I don't know you. You're not the things you love. You're not the things that you play. You are not your game console. You're not the movies that you like. You're a unique person. And I cannot hate you if I do not know you. That's not possible. But anyways, again, I'm just prepared for the comments of everyone's going to just jump all over me. But thanks anyways. Every comment counts. Works for the algorithm. Share it around. If you like the video, like it. If you hated it, you hated it. Let me know. If you disagree with me, it's fine. But we get into name calling and personal attacks if I ignore your comment. And if it gets, again, I don't delete comments. And if you said something, and YouTube has a thing where it auto flags things and it will put it in the likely spam. I hardly ever check that because I just forget about it. So it ain't me. It's YouTube if your comment disappears, unless you do something completely off the wall. But thanks for watching, guys. And waiting for the next animated movie to be that next big hit. And this really wasn't it. That's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.